Tell the older niggas they gotta ride. So, you know, the industry part.
I know how to get a win. I done took a loss before. I done been a worker, middleman, and a boss before. I ain't had no money and no cars, I had to walk before. They say that the brokers be the loudest, I don't talk no more. Face, why you don't call my phone? What the fuck we talking for? I already cut you once, and your friends talk too much. And I had a chance to spin a globe and build a real roster. I should go and buy a tiny globe and turn it to
that work I could be trapped. Now, I gotta go home, shower, and basically get the day started because it's not gonna do it itself. So, let's head home, chat. Oh, anyway.
Same city, same hoes, can't move out. Not this hour, it's 4 a.m. with you now, yeah, you left your crew now, Shawty, what you wanna do? Just my hood, you already know, can't move sour. He ain't try to rob me, he just started. But he shouldn't even started. Now that boy a target, niggas you retarded. Half a million on my ride.
Well, chat, to be honest with y'all, I say chat because that's just something that I heard a long time ago, and I've been calling y'all chat. But I don't want to continue to call y'all chat. I want to give y'all a name. What name should it be? Anyways, getting sidetracked or whatever. I'm about to eat. I'm about to grab. I have some pozole that I made last night-ish. If y'all don't know what pozole is a Mexican soup. Basically, it's usually made with pork, but I'm pretty selective with pork, to be honest with y'all. So I made it with beef, and then it comes with, I don't know what it's called, but it's like corn in a way. And that's pretty much it. And then on top, you usually put cabbage, repollo, cilantro, and then onion. I only had onion and cilantro, so I didn't have cabbage on me, so it'll do. And then you usually eat it with tostadas, with the avocado. But because I am on a diet, I can't have tostadas because the corn is already carbs, I believe. And so I have my yogurt, my protein yogurt. Honestly, if y'all didn't know about this yogurt, I'm gonna put y'all on. Because this yogurt fire. It's 15 grams of protein, 0 added sugar, 0 artificial sweeteners, and 0 fat. Best freaking yogurt out there. Really good yogurt. I honestly was really skeptical about Greek yogurt. I don't know. I just didn't really like Greek yogurt till I found this brand. It's a really, really good brand. All their flavors are really, really good. And sometimes I add real fruit to it. Oh, it's so good. Or I put nuts, or I put granola in there. But this time, because this has a lot of calories, and can't really put too much in here. So it's all good. I'm gonna enjoy this, and I'll see you in the next clip, maybe? Question mark. Retail shops there. I'm not sure if you've gone over there. There should be resale shops like around the area as well. Good morning, chat / afternoon, because it is 11:34 right now. So it's about to be afternoonish, and yes, I am eating eggs in the afternoon. But it's okay, we're chilling. And don't judge it until you try it, because I put ketchup on my eggs and Valentina, because Valentina sauce has 0 calories and ketchup has only 20 calories per serving, which is not that bad, because I just, look, this is how much I do. Boom, that's it. That's not even 20 calories right there. And then Valentina just for a little bit of spice. And then we call it a day. Today, basically, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm not gonna take it out because it's leg day and I hate leg day. And I am gonna suffer during this workout. But just know I'm gonna go to the gym. After this, I'm gonna hit legs and then I'm gonna come home, start my day. I have a lot of things to do, to be honest with y'all. I have to edit the vlog, the second vlog. I'm still on the works of that. And then secondly, I have to kind of organize my room because it's a mess. If y'all didn't know, or just don't follow me on TikTok, sometimes I go TikTok live, and I've mentioned on there before that I have a second office. Well, not a second office, but I'm getting an office right now behind my house, because my room is like my office, but my room is just too small to have a whole setup, like a whole desk, my equipment there. So what happened was I got a shed built behind my house, and that's gonna be my office. But it's still in the works. It's still bare bone in a way. And after installation, I have to get an electrician to come out and put the wiring and then like lights and all of that. Once that's done, then I have to install the drywall and then texture it and then paint it. And then after that, put in a heater / AC system. It's not gonna be like a system like this, but it's gonna be like a on the wall type system. Y'all are gonna see it. I'm gonna document it, and after that, I'm ready to move into that spot. So I'm dreading this workout. Don't want to go, but it's okay. We gotta get the gains. We gotta, hit that goal. And we're eating egg whites with chicken, ground whatever. Here comes the train. Choo choo. Wow. That was a great pizza. I'm sorry, guys. I'm losing my mind. I'll catch you on the next one. Alright, chat. So, I'm all showered up. But I'm hungry. So I think I'm gonna go to Whataburger. I know I just came from the gym, but there's nothing to eat. And I have a coupon from Whataburger, and they're gonna give me like a free burger if I get fries. Can I get the pico de gallo burger? Can I have the meal, please?
You're great. Okay, so you want to pick up the gallo burger with the medium fry and a medium fry rib with spicy ketchup?
Yes, please.
That be all?
Yeah, that's gonna be all.
Okay, you can put to your right hand side lane. Me, your total gonna be 1406.
Alrighty, thank you.
You're welcome.
My bad, chat. I didn't record because this girl gave me attitude for no damn reason. Just for her try and do her job, but it's cool. We're good. We got our food though. Man. That's crazy though. Chat, am I a fat ass? Cause I just messed this burger up like it was no tomorrow. And tell me why I'm so hungry. I'm a certified fat ass, chat. It's cool though. We're good. I can be a little certified fat ass sometimes, Cause there's times that I be meal prepping and have everything in check, but today was not that day. It's okay, you know? Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. My books, I won. But in my health journey books, I lost. But it's okay, you know? Now we gotta get back to work. I gotta go email some people, some companies, and get stuff rolling again, because these couple months it's been a little slow with business, and I haven't really been shooting that much. So I gotta get the ball rolling again. So gotta DM some people, send some emails out as well, in hopes to get more business, you know? Chat. Do you know what I just noticed? Is that I've never really formally introduced myself to y'all. And I'm sorry, because in my head I was like, okay, everyone really knows me, but some of y'all know me and some of y'all don't know me. And I'm sorry I never introduced myself. So I'm gonna take the time right now to actually formally introduce myself to y'all. And just to start off with is that with my age, I am 22 years old. I'm not 22 years old, sorry. I am 23 years old. I'm from Houston, and I am a part-time videographer. Hopefully next year I will be a full-time videographer, but for right now I am a part-time videographer. And I guess just to get into a little bit of how I got into this industry and all of that juicy stuff. So just to start it off with is that, I guess in high school, once I graduated high school, I took a whole year off to just think about what I wanted to do. And honestly, I was just slacking off. I wasn't really taking 1 year off to think of what I wanted to do. For like 8-10 months, I was just chilling, you know? Right after high school, I was like, fuck this, I'm chilling. So I was chilling / working. And then that's whenever like summer came, and I was like, okay, I have to enroll into classes. What am I gonna be doing? And so I kind of already had an idea of like what I wanted to do, and that was to be a chemical operator. Honestly, I was just going for that for just the money. So basically what my plan was to go into the chemical plants, go into that career and get my money, and then open up my own business, which is gonna be a restaurant. And I still have plans on opening up a restaurant. Getting back to like what I was saying is that that's what I was going. But the one thing that y'all may not know about me is that I overthink about a lot of things, and I started to overthink about that whole situation. And I was like, oh, well, you know, maybe that's not what I really want to do. And I already knew that's not what I wanted to do, but in my head I was like, maybe I just don't really want to do this, you know? And again, I was doing that for the money. I was just going in for the money. And I saw a lot of negatives on that. You know, I saw a lot of negatives of, one, I was just going for the money, and that's how you burn out really quickly. Two, there's a lot of health problems that comes with being in the chemical plants. I do know a lot of people that like they have a lot of health problems because of the chemical plants. Because you are in the chemical plants, it's chemicals, you know. And I know that you have like a lot of safety stuff that you wear and like respirators and all of that jazz, but there's still chemicals there, you know. And so I was like, well, you know, I'm gonna be spending so much money. I was gonna go to college for that. I'm spending so much time just for something that I don't really love, and on top of that I could get health issues off of it. So I was just like, let me just rethink this, you know. And that's whenever I started to think of like, okay, what do I actually want to do? Because I wanted to do something that I actually loved and I actually enjoy doing, because I wanted to basically wake up every morning and be like, damn, you know, like this doesn't feel like a job, like what, it just doesn't, you know. And in my head I was like, okay, how can I get that feeling? And the only way to get that feeling was to do something that I love. And I was like, okay, what do I love? And the two things that I loved was sports / soccer, and then the second one was videography / photography. And the first option, that was out the door. Sports / soccer, I was not going professional for anything like that. So that was out of the door. Second one, photography and videography, that's still an option. And so I was like, okay, how can I get into this field? How can I get a career off of videography and photography? And so that's whenever like my sister started to help me a lot, trying to find careers. Big shout out to my sister, because I always tell her this, but big shout out to her because she was the reason to help me to find like this whole career. And she helped me and she found basically this career. It was called sports media. I believe that's what it was called. And it was under communication. And so that's what I signed up for. And I was going in for that. And I actually went to a community college, which is common over here in Houston. It's called San Jack. I went to San Jack for 2 years. I completed my associates in communication. And then after that, I transferred over to U of H, Cougs, by the way, to finish off my bachelor's there. So I can start my career in that field. And so I was going to school at U of H for a year. The first semester, everything was going good, you know. I was all right, you know, like I wasn't really doing too many of my core classes my first semester. And so I was like, okay, cool, you know, this is just like my regular, your government and all those courses that they require you to do. And so that's what I was doing. Second semester came around. That's whenever I started to do like my core classes. And second semester, I just started to see like a lot of stuff that I was like, I'm not really doing what I wanted to do, you know? I wasn't really getting hands-on learning. And I thought I was going to get that, and I wasn't. And maybe if I would have stayed a little bit longer, I would have gotten something like that. But I was like, this process is just too long. And I was just like, I'm spending so much money. I'm spending so much time into this. And so I was like, okay, let me take matters in my own hands. And I started to research and I started to see like how I could start like getting into soccer games, football games, everything, you know. And it was kind of hard for me because I had zero experience. I had a camera, but I didn't really know how to use it. And so I had to start from the bottom. And I remember I started hitting everyone up. I mean, everyone. Like, it was just like, I was trying to find soccer fields, whatever, you know. And finally, I found this one app called Let's Play, I believe. And I actually DM'd them and I was like, hey, I'm a videographer. I'm a sports videographer. And I can do a video for y'all for free if you just allow me to like go record. And they're like, yeah, perfect. Like, we're having this event at Toro's and you can go and record some stuff for us. So I went and I recorded like a little promotional video / recap video for them. And I turned it in. They loved it. Honestly, the worst video I ever created. But at the time, I was like, this shit is so good. But yeah, so I turned it in and then they were like, okay, we're going to have another event there again. So I went, got some content for them as well, sending it over. And then that's whenever like I started to talk to some of the people there at Toro's because it was like my second time there. And that's whenever I figured out that they did like tournaments there. And so they invited me to go shoot for like their tournaments. And so that's whenever I started to go every Wednesday because that's whenever they had like their tournaments. But I was going basically every day after school and I was getting there from 6 and I was not leaving until like 11. And so I was there from 6 to 11 every Wednesday after school. And honestly, shout out to them, shout out to Toro's because they allowed me to record there and it actually helped me a lot to learn like the fundamentals of like how a camera works, the settings and everything, you know. I didn't learn 100% about the settings, you know, because I'm still learning. I'm not 100% up to date of like everything because every scenario is different, but it was just getting me prepared to what I know now. And so from there, I just started posting on my Instagram. I created an Instagram called Privada Production and I just started posting on there. I wanted to see how I could like branch out and do more stuff. And I really liked, you know, concert stuff. I really like music and I still love music. And I was like, how can I get into something like that? And so I started to see like who I could contact to get into that scene. And I found this one band called Clave H3. And I DM'd them because I saw that they were doing a event in Houston they're gonna throw like a privada / event. And so I DM'd them. I was like, hey, I can go and shoot some content for y'all, do a YouTube video for y'all. And they answered me and they were like, yeah, hell yeah, come through. They actually invited me to one of their like music videos, which was really, really cool because it was my first time ever being on set at a music video. It was really cool. We curated a whole YouTube video for them. And then later that week, they had like the event, which was the concert. And it wasn't like a big concert. It wasn't like they were at Toyota Center or like a venue. It was like a smaller venue. But it was still cool. Like, it was my first time ever shooting for a concert. And that's whenever I learned low lighting, and all of that. Because whenever I was shooting sports, it was mostly lit by like really good lighting. But in concerts, it's a whole different ball game. And especially like with lower end concerts, with like not lower end concerts, it's lower end venues, sorry, they don't really have that good of lighting. And so that's whenever I learned about lighting and all that fun stuff. And so I did the shoot for them. I loved it. I fell in love, and I was like, holy crap, this is what I really want to do. And hold on, let me turn on the light because it's getting a little dark. But yeah, that's whenever I learned that that's what I wanted to do. And then I started to research. I was like, okay, how can I keep on doing these things? And I was still going to school at that time, but I was slowly realizing that I really didn't need that degree, just because of the experience that I gained through all of that. And on top of that, I was following a lot of like videographers and people in the creative industry, and I did see that a lot of them didn't really have the degree that I was going into. They really didn't have any degree, you know? And that's whenever I started doing my research, and I found out you don't really need a degree in this industry. In this industry, it's really like just the connections and your experience. And basically that's pretty much it. People aren't really looking for your degree or at your degree, because even like with the big companies like Dynamo, the Rockets, and all that, you have to have 10 plus years of experience, or 8 plus years, or 5 plus years of experience. And so after 5 years, the degree is not really valid. You know, it is valid, but it's not, because you have to have the degree, and on top of that, you have to have that experience. And so I was like, 1, I'm wasting my money. 2, I'm just not really learning too much at U of H. And so that's whenever I decided to take a break / drop out. Well, later on, I decided to drop out. At first, it was just a little break. And so whenever I took the break, I was like, okay, how can I start doing this a lot more? Because, I mean, Vortxz, they weren't having parties or concerts every single month or every single day. And so I was like, how can I keep on doing this? And so that's whenever I figured out, okay, I can go into the club scene. And that scene is a whole different story too. But before I get into all of that, I do want to shout out someone. His name is Angel. And after I shot Vortxz, I hit him up. I forgot how we got in contact with each other, but basically he was going to compete in a barbering contest or whatever, and I think I hit him up or something around those lines. And I created a video for him, just a recap of like him being in the competition. And he was the very first person to pay me for my work. And I am really, really grateful for that. I will never, ever, ever, ever forget about that, because he was my first ever customer. And I believe I wasn't asking for any money. Like I was doing it for free, I believe. If you're watching this, correct me if I'm wrong. It was either I was charging him, but I was just charging him like really, really cheap, and he gave me extra money, or I wasn't charging him, but he gave me extra, like he gave me money. It was one of those two like scenarios. But I just know that he blessed me with some money, and I was really grateful, because at the time I was a broke college student. Really, really grateful. And yeah, I just wanted to include that there, because every time I have to tell a story, I always include it, because like that meant the world to me, you know. And so yeah. But going back to what I was saying is that going into the club scene, that's a whole different story because I started to hit up clubs, hit up a lot of like bars as well around Houston. And the one club that answered me was Escapade. And basically I went and they showed me around and I started doing work for them. I started to do videos for them, and it was pretty constant work that I was doing for them. And then just how any business is that sometimes clubs, they have like the busy months and then sometimes they have slow months. And so after a little while, like it's just started to get really slow. And so I started hitting up a lot of other clubs and trying to like, you know, start stuff going again. And then that's whenever I was like, why am I trying to do so much club stuff? Like I was just doing club stuff just to get money and just to, you know, get stuff flowing again. And so I was like, okay, let me see if I can start shooting concerts again, or like just artists. And that's whenever I was like, okay, who can I hit up? And then I was like, oh, I follow these guys on TikTok and they sing, and so I was like, let me hit them up, which is Vortxz. I hit him up and immediately, well, not immediately, but like a day or two later, like I get a DM back and they're like, yes, like come to one of our shows, come shoot. And I was like, okay, perfect. And I was gonna go shoot at, I forgot where it was. I just know it has like a big tree and it has like a lot of lights. It's an outside venue. But basically, I was supposed to do that show for them. But that week it was gonna rain. And so they hit me up and they were like, hey, the show may be canceled because of the rain. I was like, ah, damn. And then I believe the day before of the concert, they're like, hey, the show got rescheduled for next weekend. We'll love for you to come out for next weekend. But at the time I had another job. I was working at a bar and I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't because this was the only weekend that I had off. So basically that never happened. I was never able to like shoot for them for that day. But then I saw that they put a flyer on their Instagram saying that they were going to go to this festival called Carne Asada in Dallas. And I hit them up and I was like, hey, I saw that y'all are going to Dallas. Can I shoot some content for y'all? Can I shoot a YouTube video or whatever? And they're like, hell yeah, you come through, you know? And in my mind, I was like, okay, cool. You know, I'm going to go drive there and then drive back because I had no money in my bank account. I was pretty broke. But I was like, I mean, it's an experience that I'm gonna gain off. You know, it's a festival that I was gonna do, right? And that's whenever Noe, he contacted me off of the page and he was like, hey, if you're down, you can leave your truck at our house and come with us, and hotel and food is gonna be covered for you for like the trip. I remember, I don't think I ever told them this, I remember I went up to my mom and I was like super happy because I was like, this is crazy, you know, this is something that I've been wanting to do. And like, you know, just contacting this one person and, you know, I guess shooting my shot as well of trying to shoot for this festival. And in my head, I was just trying to go just to go, you know, and to gain experience. And I wasn't thinking of them actually personally inviting me to go with them in their car and the hotel and getting that paid as well and food as well. And so I was just so happy, I remember. And yeah, that's whenever that whole relationship started with Vortxz. Is since then I started to do more content for them and they started to have like more concerts and I started to shoot a lot more for them. And that's whenever I really decided that I want to be in this. I want to be in the whole concert industry. And so fast forward to this year, I still do stuff for Vortxz. I actually did a video for them in last week, which y'all saw the vlog. And if y'all haven't seen the vlog, go see the vlog about the concert. And so I still do work for them, but this year I kind of decided to go back to my roots as well, because I decided to go to my roots again, because I was kind of letting go of like the sports industry as well, and so that's whenever I started to do more sports stuff. But my main priority is concerts. I really love concerts. My biggest goal for next year is going to be touring all year if I can. That's like one of my biggest goals, is just to tour, because I did a tour with Vortxz 3 months ago. We went to the West Coast, all of California, Phoenix, Portland, and all that, and I fell in love with it. And so hopefully next year I'm able to tour a lot more. Yeah, that's pretty much me, who I am, and what I'm doing. And there's a lot more to the story, and if y'all follow me on this journey, y'all are gonna know a lot more, because what I'm gonna be doing in this YouTube channel is basically just documenting my whole life, my whole journey. And basically I just want to see in a year where I started and where I'm at within a year. And I just want to document, and I want to inspire. I want to, motivate people as well, because I know whenever you want to do something, it's really scary. And like, especially whenever you want to do something that you really love, it could be scary. And I want to show everyone that if I can do it, you can do it too. And so that's why I'm documenting everything as well. And yeah, that's pretty much who I am. And if you follow me, you're gonna see a lot more of me and who I am, my personality, my goals, and pretty much everything that I want to do. But yeah, this chat was pretty long, 32 minutes. That's crazy. But hopefully y'all learned a little bit about who I am and what I want to do and everything, And for the people who are wondering, hey, you're wearing a different shirt from the last clip, it's because yesterday I kind of got a little busy and I wasn't able to record everything, because I was supposed to record this yesterday, but I got busy. But now it's the following day, and it's about to end. It's 8:20 right now, and I haven't gone to the gym, and I'm planning on going to the gym in a little bit. I just have to complete some more things that I have to complete. And then after I do that, I'm going to go to the gym, get a quick workout in, and probably come home, take a shower, and pass the fuck out. I have to wake up early tomorrow. But yeah, I think that's going to be like the conclusion of this vlog. Hopefully I'm able to do something with this footage, but hopefully y'all enjoyed this vlog. Hopefully y'all enjoying these vlogs as well. But yeah, if y'all haven't done so, please go like this video, please share it, please subscribe, please. And if you're not already, go follow me on my social medias, because I post on there as well, especially on my TikTok. I post a lot. Pretty much it for today. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video, and peace.